Yeah, I was gonna say, hope everybody's having a good day today, and yeah, it was kind of difficult for me, and I'm gonna be honest with my community, and this has just been hard. I ran across it today that autism and bipolar. I was told that God, makes everything perfect, and that I doubted too much, to even mention that I struggle with those things. Should say I struggled with those things. They said that I shouldn't say that I struggled with autism or had problems with mental illness. And that all of that stuff was basically in my head, and then they were talking to us today at church, that you can't say the word abracadabra, because they were saying that was witchcraft and something another, and I feel like that the burden that's being piled upon me is so heavy that literally I'm gonna just be crushed, and something is gonna happen, for me having to hold in on the stress and being frustrated, with not being able to figure it out. And this just being so hard, with God. And I'll just be honest, as hard as it is, and as just terrible as it is to try to do all this stuff and try to do right, and as frustrating and as hard as it is, and just how it's so impossible, and I just get defeated and beat up and frustrated in it all the time. I really hope that God's judgment will just strike me dead and I can just be done with it. That's what I hope for, and I hope I don't have to carry this burden anymore. And it's like I don't have to be so meticulous in my life to say, oh, if the Steve Miller song Abracadabra comes on, that had to be meticulous and turn it so I don't get struck dead, from God, or, I don't get this punishment. And I'm just saying what I'm struggling with is really real, and I've tried to tell everybody it was really real, and they're like, well, no, God makes everything perfect. You don't have those struggles. That's just deception and lies that you're struggling with that. And I just have to say I don't get it, and the burden is so terrible and just so heavy, I can never carry it. And I pray for God's judgment just to strike me dead, and I can just be through with it, and I don't have to carry it anymore, even if I go to hell. And that's how I'm feeling, and that's how frustrated I am with trying to carry this burden, trying to figure this stuff out. And it's just frustrating to me, and I just cannot do it. And as meticulous as I've had to be to keep this and not do this and all of that, I'm just gonna be honest with everybody. It's made, any thoughts of God, anytime that anybody mentions God to me, it brings severe negativity over my heart, and severe depression sweeps over my soul, because it reminds me constantly of all this stuff that I can't do, and this burden that crushes me to death that I just can't do. And nobody gets it. I really got a problem, and I'm just saying it's hard. And I'm sorry that I was negative, but I just needed to get this off my chest and just tell my community what was going on. And like today, I was saying I struggle with autism and have all my life, and they were like, well, no, you don't have autism. God makes everything perfect. No, you don't have that problem. You don't struggle with that. And you know, I'm like kicking myself in the foot, and you know, I really do feel like, yeah, that I'm wrong, that I'm missing the point, and then beating myself up 10 times worse because I can't understand it and because I don't have the faith to get healed, and you know, I just don't have and can't find what I need. And you know, they keep saying, no, I'm not struggling with that. No, I never had a disability, that it's all lies and all of that, that I had bipolar and autism and struggle with it, and that I can't say it because I'm claiming it over myself. And this burden's about to just crush me to death. And y'all, I pray that God's judgment will just strike me dead and I can just be done with it, and I can just have death and just move on. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of struggling with it. It's too hard for me, and I just can't do it. And you know, I thank God that it would never be again. And I have to say, amen, y'all.